Welcome to the new season, and the new kitchen, and the new menu. Since I have to survive now, we're gonna move past the breakfast foods and start introducing lunch and dinner foods, and we'll start with one of my favorites, which is chow fan, which you might know as fried rice. The most important ingredient for chow fan is always cooked rice, whether you make it the morning of, the night before, a few days before. Cook it, put it in the fridge, make sure it's chilled before you start cooking with it. Not sure why, but that's how the rice has to be. Then you usually put in some canned corn, some frozen peas, some Chinese sausage, and some eggs, and then you can put on whatever you want on top of that. So sometimes we put in Spam, sometimes we'll put in ham or some other meats that we made earlier that week. This week I'm putting in prime rib that Mom made the other day, and water chestnuts that I made for a different meal and didn't want to use the whole cannon, so I split it up. First step is to cut all the ingredients to the same size. And I like to peel the casings off of the Chinese sausage. Did I mention that chow fan is super easy? All you have to do is cut stuff up. Oh, also you need soy sauce. Other big ingredient for chow fan. So when I say that you can put in any ingredients that you want to, as long as the tastes go together, I wouldn't put like a meatball in chow fan. I would put like a ham in, or a bit of ham. I don't know how to explain it, but just I feel like a meatball wouldn't necessarily go with the flavors of chow fan. I guess if it tastes good with soy sauce, you can put it in. And I feel like a meatball would not. I'm sure Mom can explain it better. Once you finish cutting everything up, scramble some eggs and season them how you like to. I put salt and pepper in mine. You can put whatever you want in yours, or nothing if you don't want it. Start by getting your pan hot, put some oil in it so you can put your eggs in. Okay, I could have let the pot get a little hotter. I get that. I hear that. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, it's fine. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the eggs should have made a tss sound, and it just made a tss sound, so your pot should get sufficiently hot before you put your eggs in. Now we can remove the eggs, and then get ready for everything else. Oh, by the way, I'm only using half a can of corn. If you are into corn a lot, then you can use the whole can, but chow fan doesn't really need a full can, unless you're cooking for a lot of people. Meats and the peas, and then go for the corn and the water chestnuts. While that's going, get your rice ready, and it's easy to keep it in a bag because you want to make sure everything's all broken up, and it's easier to break it up in a bag than like if you're in a bowl and you're trying to like scrape at it with a spoon. You could just do that. Just make sure your rice is all broken apart, and then it's going to be time to add everything back in. And by everything, I just mean the rice and the eggs. Apparently, I didn't do a great job at breaking up my rice because I have whole chunks, but it's easy enough. As long as most of it's broken up, you can get the rest of it while it's in the pot. Also, I am just now remembering that I didn't give you a single measurement of anything. Chow fan is very much measure with your heart. So as much filling as you want to put in, as much rice as you want to put in. The soy sauce comes down to how salty you want it to be. So measure with your heart and just know when it's right. I would say there's almost no wrong amount of anything unless there's not enough of something. Or too much soy sauce. Too much soy sauce makes it too salty, so just be careful of that. When I put soy sauce in, I like to zhuzh it around a lot until I decide that that's enough. I kind of cook based on color. I decided to put more. It wasn't dark enough. Once you have everything mixed all good, you can either finish and serve and eat, or you can leave it and let it get crispy, leave the burner on low, because I think that's my favorite part. But again, that's up to you. That's what we're looking for. I gotta taste test it before I do the big reveal, but that's it. That's how simple chow fan is. How amazing is that? It's correct. I have to use a little more soy sauce. I'm gonna put a little more soy sauce in. You heard it here first. Now it's time to eat. Happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. That's it. Did I mention that chow fan is super easy? All you have to do is cook all I have to do is cook doi.